Yo, what's up, guys? So, welcome to Six Man Podcast. But today, or actually, for those who are just entering, this is the UAAP Recap Day 5. We're going to discuss the games that happened yesterday. Mainly the first one between FEU and UP, Ateneo and UE, which is a controversial one for most people. And then the next two, NUUST and Salle Adamson. So, let me introduce you my co-host, Gabrias. He was here last time. And we always do this, 9:30 a.m. We are live on YouTube and TikTok, and this is a safe space. Hopefully, can we remember that this is once again a safe space for people who just want to discuss basketball. Hopefully, di tayo maging toxic, although na medyo malala yung certain game yesterday in terms of how people perceived it, but there's a lot of explanation for it. I was there live. I watched it myself. I was with a coach analyzing the game because he's been a friend of mine since for 2 to 3 years already. So, ayun. Anyway, Gab, what's up, bro? Kamusta? How's
What's
Batangas life
up?
before we start?
What's up, Nico? Thanks for having me. Yes, I'm in Batangas. I'm back home in the province for a 2-day break from work. But I go back today. But thanks again for having me. Medyo sakto yung invite mo sa akin because, I get to do it here with enough rest for a great UAAP day yesterday. Another 4-day Wednesday for the UAAP. So yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited for today's podcast.
Yes, sir. So, same here. It's not always nice to have a consistent co-host, and that I think I'm glad na found that with you, man. Buti ano tayo dito. Like we're becoming consistent here, and hopefully we give these guys a good show and a very objective thoughts natin on the game. No, hindi. Kasi alam ko, this will be fun. This will be fun. Anyway, let's first start with UP and FEU. Let me start off that was an incredible game. I think breakout game ni Jorik Bautista, considering na sophomore si Jorik had 29 points. Wait. Yeah, they won 80-76 overtime, but that's actually the whole story. It's not like tambak ang FEU by a lot, but it's been close since the first quarter. If makita nyo yung per quarter breakdown ng ng game, it's really close. Naka-pull away lang literally yung UP sa fourth quarter because of mga magic bunot nila like Raylan Torres, who wasn't playing well up until OT,
Mhm.
but sometimes that the talent shined. Talent was better. And FEU is in a rebuilding mode. So yeah, photo crits to UAP Media Group. They gave me access to this one, so that's why we have this kind of photos in our hands. And then si Joric Bautista, 26 points pala. LJ Gonzalez shined. I think his best game this year, right, Gab?
Mm.
While Cholo Nuevo was down with an injury.
Mm.
Before anything else, your first thoughts on the UP versus FEU game?
Yeah, I mean, throughout the game, I liked FEU's tempo. They really got to control their own tempo. They weren't phased by UP's, huge talent. And I just like, I mean, I said it last podcast, Joric Bautista has overtaken Alforque in terms of minutes. And in this game yesterday, it really showed that he's proven that he's probably a better fit for the system, for their new coach and their new system. I love LJ Gonzalez. I love that he's a new replacement. I really admire how a replacement for RJ Abrientos, of course. I admire his confidence. It's really oozing out of him during games now, especially in overtime. He was just like FEU was playing through him almost parang yung 24 seconds, he would have the ball for almost half of the 24 seconds. So you can really show it really shows the trust that the coach has with LJ Gonzalez. But of course, UP, you have to give them their flowers. They're the more talented team, and I think obviously they're the most talented team in the UAAP right now. And that it's hard to beat talent. It's hard to beat talent.
Yeah, hard to beat
So
talent. Even though
100,
na yung system mo in place, minsan
Mhm.
talaga sobrang dami yung talent, di na talaga eh. But they were
Yeah.
right there. They were 4 points away, 5 points away from beating the talent.
Yep. They were 5 points away. UP side of things, I mean, Jan Felicilda, he's fast. He is like a
Grabe.
blur, bro. Grabe. He would go coast to coast. He had a behind the back. When he went coast to coast, and I think the third or the fourth, he went behind the back, and then like there was no one to guard him, and then he just yeah, that exact picture I think it was. He just went. He used his right hand, but still went to the left side of the rim, and then wow, just he's a blur. It's crazy.
Yeah, it's crazy. And imagine mo 5'7", 5'8" lang yan.
Hmm.
Si Janjan Felisilda. And so far pa, I think he's doing a better job as a floor general than JD. Medyo shaky si JD to start off this season. Because in a way medyo inefficient ngayon si JD. 1
I
for
agree.
6 siya ngayon. But he took less shots today than in the past games. But so far, Felicida has been the one showing that he can keep up with the UAP. Then again, galing ng UAP yan 'di ba? Year mo yan 'di ba? 84 yan NU yan 'di ba?
Yes.
Sila ni
Yeah.
Raylan Torres.
Yes, they were NU. They were even NU high school. Abutan ko pa yon ng NU. So he's very familiar with the UAAP. Uh, yeah, and it really showed. And it's not even like I don't know. It's I still see him as a young player, as a young parang I don't see him as a vet, a UAAP vet. But when you think about it, he has been there for a while. And yes, he didn't get to play last season, but wow, he is proving to be a key piece, a key cog to this UP team. And I think he will overtake JD Kagulangan very soon. That's my take.
Ooh,
What do you think?
damn. Actually, yun yung mga gusto kong morning tea, no? Morning coffee. Actually, pwede. Actually, it really makes sense, Gab. Hindi naman siya hot take, actually. Because so far in the sample size that we've been given, Felicilda is playing like a starting point guard. And
Right.
pwede mo siya i-alternate with Kagulangan kasi.
Mm.
'Di ba? 28 minutes si JD, 20 for Janjan. But you can argue na pwede mo sila split minutes 24
Mm-hmm.
24 depending on ano yung kailangan ng UP, 'di ba?
Right.
If you want a guard that can stop a offensive player, I would put JD. Mainly
Mm-hmm.
because yung build niya ngayon got bigger and iba pa rin yung laterals niya compared to Felicida. Felicida naman helps out. Not saying na ano siya, ano tawag dito, liability sa defense, but the way he controls the offense, the way he reads the floor, I feel like he has an edge on JD this year, at least on Janjan.
He is mad inefficient. Efficient. He is mad efficient. Look at him. He 6 of 7 from the field,
Mm.
and then he didn't even try for the 3 points,
Puro
because
salaksak yan sa aralan ko, di ba? Salaksak
it's
karamihan dyan eh.
yeah, he's and his plus minus is 14, which is great,
Mhm.
compared to Kagulangan's -9. So you can really see the just the efficiency he brings to the table in 20 minutes, and that's so impressive for Janjan, for his height, for his for his like you said, he's sometimes a defensive liability, but he does not show that in the games. So yeah, it's great.
Yes, sir. Oh, by the way, for those on TikTok and YouTube, you're live, so we can react to your questions, real time. Just share this, especially those on TikTok. You guys can share this link to your friends or whoever you think is interested in the UAP conversation. So,
Mm.
same for YouTube, depending on where you want to watch your podcast or post game show. Anyway,
Mhm.
so that's for UP. Anything before we go down to FEU, we just want to just go first through UP. Of course, Malik Diop, 11 points and 20 rebounds. Hindi na surprised. So parang, okay, yeah, 20 rebounds. Moving on. See, Francis Lopez, I think this is his worst shooting game so far,
Mm.
1 for 10. And mainly because this was the galing ng FEU adjustments dito.
Mm.
I read that Coach Denok took a page out of the playbook of Coach Jeff Napa on how to slow down UP. And mabagal yung pace ngayon, ha?
Mm.
This is a slow pace game considering of the two teams who love to run and gun. But they knew that the only time that they can that the only chance that they have to beat UP is in a half court set.
Mm.
And the reason the 1-4 10 in Francis Lopez and in a way ano ba CJ shot bad. Ayun. And CJ Cancino were all right. 5 for 13 and they 1-4 10 because ang daming half court set
Mm.
na nakakaset yung FEU. They were able to prepare for those drives. Maganda yung closeouts nila. In most occasions, there's a few times na they go under the screen when it comes to CJ Cancino shooting the three. Hindi
Mm.
ko naintindihan yun. I mean, alam mo namang shooter, pero nagpupunta sila sa ilalim ng screen. But that's okay. Adjustments lang naman yun. And sama na shooting nila lahat. Even Harold Alarcon, 2 for 11. Very
Mm.
uncharacteristic. But that's because of the defense that FEU did. Half court set. Credits to them. Anything
Yeah.
else for UP? Did you
That's
miss
great.
something?
I mean, I love that the coach learning from Coach Jeff Napa. Of course, is one of the greats for the UAAP. Um, yeah, I mean, I don't think you can beat this UP team full court. You gotta play in the half court set. You have to be able to strategize just in that half court. You can sacrifice the full court because they're just so fast and so strong. So we got a comment early foul trouble of Francis. For
Yeah.
sure, foul trouble is always a
May foul
problem.
trouble nga siya.
Yeah, so I think that's one of the ways that this UP team can be stopped, and I'm sure some teams will learn from it, but I'm also sure that UP will bounce back and learn even more about themselves. And yeah, it was a great game. I loved it. It was very exciting. I watched it on TV. I wasn't in MOA this time. I regret it, but yes, it was very fun to watch even on TV. And in overtime, yun, we can talk about overtime later. But that shot by LeBron Lopez to go into
Munti
the
ka na eh, no?
overtime.
Pero nung ni-review nila, sabi ko, gagi, hinawakan na ata ni Malik to ah.
I don't know why. I don't know why he touched it. It was gonna go in for sure. I think it was gonna go in.
Kitang-kita mo yung
He
kamay
took.
nasa ibabaw ng cylinder. Sabi ko, fuck.
I was like, oh man,
Pag
yeah.
ganun, di mo nagagalawin eh. Kasi wala nang oras eh. Di ba?
Yes,
Siguro
yes,
kung, then again, ang hirap to think super quick in
yeah.
that, in that moment.
Especially, especially if you're that tall. I mean, you're one of the reasons why they get you is to play above the rim, right?
That's how he
So
gets his points,
That's
putbacks.
how
So
that's how he
parang,
gets it.
ano niya?
Exactly. Exactly. So I think it was just a split decision, you know. So no, it was funny for sure, but no hate on him. He did what he thought was right at the time. But it was just a funny, and I think he knew also, which was more hilarious to me.
Alam niya eh.
Nung nung pagkita sa camera, how he was reacting, he was laughing on the bench.
Ganun siya.
So I think he knew that he touched it. So
Imagine
it
mo yun,
was,
no?
yeah, it
Ngingiti
was
ka
good.
lang. Sila mo, malakas naman tayo eh.
Oo nga.
Kaya naman
So,
natin.
yeah.
Grabing composure yan, ngingiti ka lang. Hindi nga siya sinabon eh. hindi siya sinabon. Actually, si Coach Gold, hindi naman, it's
Mm.
not the type of coach to sasabunin ka
Yeah.
on the bench after that. Pero what I
Mhm.
know is, sa practice, they're hard on
Mm.
these guys. Pag may
Mm.
na-miss, ganyan, whatever play. Of course, I mean, kung magagalit ka, it's in practice. For me, that's
Mm.
the right place. Kasi in the
Mm.
game, it's more of, okay, next play na tayo. Hindi,
Right.
for me, hindi helpful yung sobrang aanuhin mo yung player. Yung humiliate the player for a missed opportunity or a bad, didn't do the play to what they want. But anyway, ano yun, and then we bring ourselves to overtime. Pero I mean, for FEU to get there, ibang klase si Joric, no? Hindi mo isipin na sophomore Bautista eh.
Mm.
Hindi mo isipin na sophomore si Bautista
Yeah.
with the way he's playing. He stepped up in place of Cholo, which I hope na hindi siya broken hand, or else because if you're playing with a broken hand, you're usually out for the season na yan.
Usually you're out for the season. It's hard to come back from that. But I hope Cholo's fine. I hope he's recovering well. Hopefully it's not broken. Hopefully it's nothing serious. But we want to see him on the court as soon as possible. He's a great guy. He's a great player. So yeah, sorry about that. But yes, Joric Bautista, crazy game. I love that. I love the move he made on CJ Cancino when he dribbled on his right, then he
Grabe
faked,
yun.
and then Cancino flew by, then he just let it go with confidence. Very confident player. And yeah, really good.
Pagbalik nga ni Cholo eh. I mean, I don't you think Cholo's coming back immediately? I'm not sure. But when Cholo comes back, hirap yan yung shot distribution. It's
Mm,
more of you have to it's only one ball. And ang daming ball dominant players ng FU. Si Cyrus Torres I think took a step back here from what I remember. And he did 3-for-7. Technically that's taking a step back. Cyrus
technically.
Torres is the fourth highest when it comes to scoring
Mm,
for FEU. Fourth, I
mm,
mean, fourth. What do you call this? Fourth in shots attempted with
mm.
7, tied with somebody else. So, diba?
Yeah.
And he
What do
did
you
well.
think it?
What's up?
What do you think it'll happen when Terence Fortea comes back for
Hmm.
UP? Who will be the
Terence
starting point
Forte.
guard? Who will be the backup, and who will be the third stringer? That's interesting for me. This UP team is just so interesting to me. There are so many other players that we're not yet seeing. So Terence
You,
Fortea,
Terence Forte were playing to his role. Feel ko na kasi CJ wala nga last year, diba? So
right?
ngayon may CJ Cancino na Francis Lopez is essentially taking the shots of save in a
Mm,
way. The way they play is medyo similar. In a way similar, just to plug in the holes. But wala, I think Fortea, limited shots dito sa UP.
for sure.
Sino kukuha niya? Eh, nakita mo na nga na Felicilda's doing well.
Mm,
Wala, even Aldous nga, parang hindi won't rip your hair out of your head kapag nakita mo si Aldous, di ba?
mm. Yeah, so it's an interesting. It's gonna be interesting, but I'm sure Coach Goldwyn can figure it out. I mean, he's doing great right now with all the star players and of his team. So, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Anyway, that's the first one. UP versus FEU. Uh, Credits to UP for winning in overtime. That's our Raylan Torres was the spark that they needed there. Nag-tres si Raylan Torres. And then from there, wala na eh, no? Hindi na sila nakabuelo masyado eh. Parang that's where they started. Doon na sila nakalayo. And eh, ang dami nag-cheer for FEU in MOA Arena. Rinig na rinig. Rinig na rinig. Nakalaban. Parang it's UP against the world during that game. Kasi pumapasok na yung mga fans ng UE and Ateneo because they are the next game and we're gonna talk about them. But the Ateneo and UE fans were cheering for FEU considering that, of course, FEU hasn't gotten a win yet.
Mm,
And tayong mga Pilipino, we have that underdog mentality when it
mm.
comes to supporting our teams. All right, let's now move on to everyone's favorite game, UE versus Ateneo.
And we're both wearing blue for
Oo nga,
everyone
hindi
listening.
hindi coincidental lang yan. Hindi to by choice. More of like, sabi ko, Gab, wait lang. Call ako kape. Wait, palit lang ako. And then, ito yung nasa closet ko. Yung sagot pa, yung si Sherwin Aligora said, looking at the stats, shooting of Harold, JD Francis, and even CJ combined, you wouldn't think they won this game. Yeah, character building game, di ba, Gab?
Mm, mm,
Yung nangyari yung nangyari for UP,
mm.
they will adjust here. They were off the entire game, but if you can, di ba there's a thing called cardiac UP? Di ba last year, maraming silang ganyan, yung
Yes.
you're way talented at your opponent, but for some reason, they're just right there. Hindi
Yep.
nyo ma-pull away. And if you're used to games like that, then it's gonna do well for you. That's gonna bode well for you when you get to the Final Four and finals, where every game is gonna be like this.
Mm.
Okay, game.
Game. Let's do it.
UE versus Ateneo. To open it up for me, let me just open my stat sheet here. Ikaw direct bala ka sa photos, whatever you want to show. You can show the score first. It's 69-76. It was a close game all throughout. Precious Momoe is like Malik Diouf 2.0 was again, feel ko ganun siya. 12 points, 10 rebounds. Just let me share the notable players. Ethan Galang, his best game in the season. A rookie coming from the US of A, 12 points, 5 rebounds, 5 assists. All around, ang ganda pala ng stats si Galang, no? May 2
Mm.
steals and 1 block rin. Si Welo Lingo-Lingo, I'm not surprised with his production. Nakita ko na yan sa mga summer tournaments that UE joined. The
Mm.
games that I called there. Welo has always been a dead shot. 4 3-pointers. And in a game na Noy was checked and parang Noy went down with 2 injuries pa, di ba?
He did.
More
He
of,
did.
or very minor injuries because he was able to come back sa game. Although nabugbog siya for sure. One was the knee issue, 'di ba?
Mm.
Naalala mo 'yon?
Mm-hmm.
And
I
the
saw
other
that.
was when he fell, when
Yep.
he drove to the rim, went towards Jared Brown, not sure kung wrist niya, diba? I think he was holding on to his wrist.
Mm. Yep.
And this was a result of great defense by Sean Kitevis and the guards of Ateneo who did their best to try contain Ray. They did contain Ray, but ang daming beses na iiwan si Welo. Open for three. Medyo ang daming defensive lapses ang Ateneo, but we're gonna get there. Ateneo naman, notable players, Kai Balungay making a case for his making an MVP case once again. Joe Obasa, 16, 8, and 6. And Jared Brown with those crucial 3-pointers. Now that we discussed our notable players, overall, Gab, your thoughts on the game between UE and Ateneo?
Okay, let me start with UE. Watching them, especially yesterday and throughout this whole tournament, right, as of now, they have been looking very strong as a unit. They play like a team, and one can even argue that they play more like a team than the Ateneo team that we saw yesterday. And I love their chemistry. Their chemistry has been off the charts lately, and I was a very big fan of Precious Momoe yesterday, especially going up against Obasa. I liked that matchup. And what else? That was a great matchup for me. There, exactly. Thank you, Direct, for that picture. It's a perfect picture
Yeah.
of what I felt like yesterday. Obasa's been great. He yesterday he proved that he can compete. Of course, it's still a long way to go to be up against Malik Diouf when we see the Battle of Katipunan very soon. But he's improving day to day. Um, but this Ateneo team, that was too close for comfort. I mean, 76-69 against UE team, a very, very much new UE team. It's too a little too close for comfort, especially um, coming from last Adamson's game and the LaSalle game. They're very inconsistent right now, this Ateneo team, and yeah, it's and but UE played great. I love the UE boys. They're one of my
Yeah, of
biases.
course. UEC is to represent.
They're one of my biases, especially after my season with them. Uh, yes, I don't know many of them anymore, but I'm a big fan still, and my UE heart is still
May
beats for
naabutan ka
them.
ba dyan? May
Uh
nasa si Escamus din,
Abdul,
nalala ko nasa 80. Oo nga pala, si
Abdul,
Sawat.
yes.
Si Abdul Sawat, oo nga pala.
Oh,
Matagal na
bro.
pala si Abdul. Last year
Oo.
na ngayon, di ba?
Yes,
Alam ko
I
last
believe
year
so.
lang ni Abdul ngayon. Imagine mo, team captain si Abdul. Did you see that
Mhm.
coming from season 84?
Uh since 84, very vocal na siya.
Very
He
vocal na si Abdul.
very vocal. He I could see the chemistry with him tsaka former team captain Jojo Antiporda. Parang he would be parang he would learn talaga from Jojo, and uh yeah, I think maybe I didn't see it then, pero yeah, I'm not surprised. Being one of the vets for UE and being uh, the role player that he is, very team captain vibe siya eh. Hindi siya yung star player, but he plays his role really well.
Mhm.
Very much like Jojo back in season 84. Just sticks with his role, just, lifts up the young players when needed. He yesterday sinabunutan pa nga niya yung isang player tapos kinakausap niya, and that I love that. Very
Sino ba?
team captain. Oh, ginano niya yung ulo. Sabi ko, wow, good job,
Eh,
Abdul.
grabe si Abdul ah.
Very team captain vibes.
Oo.
So good on him. Deserve, especially under Coach Jack. Yeah.
Yeah, and that's great on Abdul. Actually, want to go back to Precious Momoe. Grabe yung activity niya, no? Under the
Mm,
basket. The way
mm,
he defends is crazy. Yung activity niya, hindi siya slouch.
mm.
Nakakatuwa having Precious. Although, na-follow out lang si Precious, but I think that comes with, for me, you gotta get a feel of how the refs are calling the game.
Mm.
Sometimes ganun eh. If you play too aggressively, sometimes you adjust with that one. Kaya sayang na 5 fouls ang si Precious. But I think sa last part na siya na-foul out, di ba?
That's right. Yeah.
Last minutes.
Quite
Ganun.
unfortunate that he fouled out. But yeah, like you said, he's very productive. I
Mhm.
like that he's not passive. Hindi siya passive eh, because sometimes what I
Eh,
noticed with what I noticed with Obasa, especially in the early games,
Passive,
very
true.
passive sometimes. He doesn't go for the rebound. He doesn't, once a shot is up, he's already looking back, and his back's already turned in the rim. So yeah, but that's not the case for Precious Momoe. It's he's very active on both ends of the court, and yeah, very productive.
Mm-hmm. And Jack Cruz Dumont played okay, but
Mm.
hindi natin siya masyado naramdaman compared yung to how he changed the games and where they won. Gerard Wilson was checked in this game. They were prepared for Gerard. They really scouted him really well considering of what he did against the Tamaraws, that fourth quarter run. And not much to dwell on for UE here before we delve onto the team stats. So Ateneo naman, let's go to Ateneo. We discussed Kai, we discussed Joseph Abasa, Jared Brown. Papasok na yung mga tres niya. He
Mm.
was letting it fly, right? No hesitation.
Yes, and I think
And
that's why
that's
they
what
got
Ateneo
him.
needed.
Yeah, I think that's why they got him. He doesn't really care if he had a bad game or if
Mhm.
he's been shooting, you know, not very good. But that works for some games. But of course, you gotta keep in mind, what if you're efficient or not. But yesterday it worked to his advantage. He just kept letting it go. 2 for 5, yes, but the two that he made were very crucial, and it was very very perfect timing for the Ateneo Blue Eagles.
Mhm. Very much. It's a perfect timing as well. Chris Kuhn, 7 points for rebounds. Pedestrian numbers for him, but he was just playing within the flow of the offense, just doing his role.
Tama.
And nothing stood out for Chris Kuhn. It's just yung ikot kasi ng bola for Ateneo was better this time in a way. He was just playing through it. He didn't have to demand the ball like the one against the Salle, right? Alam mo siya yung nag-ano, like akin na. I'll start it. I'll start it. Sila ni Kai Balungay, remember?
Yeah.
But here it's more of a team effort. It's more of okay, who's the open man? How can we execute from here?
Yeah. Yep, exactly. I mean, sorry, I'm laughing right now because I'm so excited to talk about the the controversy.
Yes, we're gonna get there. We're gonna get to the free throw last one lang. Kasi I just want to discuss Sean Tuano and then Jiu-Chu
Mm,
right after. And then actually Josh Lazaro, Sean Tuano, then let's discuss the free throw controversy. We'll give our both of our takes on it, and
let's do it.
as we'll move on from there. Uh Mason Amos first, -10 si Mason, and the reason why he didn't get so much burn in this game, 12 minutes lang. He got 19, 21 in the previous game.
Mm,
It's because of the blown defensive coverages. You know how Coach Tab said in the press conference that the way they read the stat line is not by points. Ateneo has a lot of advanced metrics that they follow. I'm sure most teams, not just Ateneo,
mm,
kasi ini-embrace na ng buong mundo yung advanced analytics eh. So, if you check the defense of Mason, medyo kulang siya doon. When it comes to defense, he's getting targeted by their guard. So, whenever they get switched up to Mace, they blow straight by him. And
mm,
that's an easy lip, especially Gerard Wilson. Yung nahunt ni Gerard Wilson si Mace.
mm,
And I'm sure that's part of their game plan. That's the reason why it's like that. And from their coach Tab, so there's a liability on keeping him too long on the floor. They couldn't keep him as long as they wanted before. And that's why guys like Josh Lazaro and Sean Tuano, who had his first game yesterday, by the way, his first legit real minutes, became a difference maker.
mm.
I saw how yung mga wings ng Ateneo played the part in controlling the scorers of UE. They did their job well. Shout out as well to Kai Balungay for guarding Precious Momoe. Si Kai yung nilalagay kay Momoe, ah. Si
Mm.
Obasab nilalagay kay Sawat. Di mo
Right.
napansin? Well, no? Like, yung kasi dahil mas athletic siguro si Kai, maybe that's why he's on Precious. And the fact na baka si Joe could rack up some fouls. Iba yung discipline, yung tiwala ni Coach Tab kay Kai to
Mm.
guard a great FSA like Precious.
For
That's
sure.
why yung defensive coverage for the Stars of UE is a bit different compared to how other teams would do it.
Mm.
And Jiu-Chu, bro, Wala, he
Ah,
didn't get any minutes. I was
man.
expecting Gio would get minutes against Precious, pero hindi. Uh, the front court we see is ano lang, Kai, Mason, and at times Josh Lazaro at the four.
Mm,
Or I'm not even sure Sean Tuano at the four. But I think si Tuano they get the three, right?
yes.
Parang ganun.
Yep. Yeah. Gio Chu, he has yet to prove himself. I mean,
Mm.
he's he's still. This is a take for me. He's still playing as if it's high school UAAP, and it's very similar to how he played in high school alongside Kai Soto. But
Mm.
he's gotta prove himself that he can play with the big boys like Mason Amos now. He's proving himself day to day, but yeah, no minutes. That speaks a lot, especially that Tab, Coach Tab likes to experiment, and yeah, for if I were Gio, I mean, I don't want to be left behind, especially because the system of Coach Tab evolves very quite quickly. He rotates players. Like yesterday, Gab Gomez only got 5 minutes, and Ian Espinosa only had how many minutes was it? He only had 13 minutes.
Ganun
Compared
yung
to
average
Jared.
Espinosa eh. Di ba? Average
Yeah,
ayan natin is that. Yung ganun eh.
yeah, yeah. So, but like Jared Brown had 22. So you never know with this team. You never know with Coach Tab. He likes to just pick players from the bench and then just try out if these players can play their roles well. So if I'm Gio, it's a red light for me that I gotta step up. I gotta show something. Whether it's in practice, whether it's in the games, but yeah, we gotta do something. That's for me.
Yeah. So, uh, I mean, ano, feel ko na because of the previous games, medyo
Mm,
nawalan ng, I won't say nawalan ng trust, but more of back to the drawing board
that's
with
right.
regards to how Coach Tab and the coaching staff can utilize Gio to his full advantage. All right, let's now discuss the free throw disparity between UE and Ateneo. I
Yes.
like how wala masyado pa nag-ano. Chill lang tayo sa comment section. Hopefully stay okay. Or you can just share it in the comments later when we're done uploading. Or now if you guys
Wild.
want. Anyway, so Gab, we saw that Ateneo had 25 to 34 free throws to the 4 of UE. And you want to start it off and then I'll just add points to what you said. What is your like sound reasoning to why this happened?
I have zero thoughts. I mean, I don't have zero thoughts, but I have zero. I'm just. I was in shock when I saw the numbers.
Mm,
34 free throws, and then to four. That. I think that's the biggest thing for me. It's not just that Ateneo attempted 34, but UE only had four. So that's practically two players that got fouled and then got two free throws each. It's like, wow, what I saw a tweet of Naveen that one UE fan said, "Come on, ref, focus on the game, not on your pockets." So it's quite controversial for that to happen. Uh, of course, for us Filipinos, that's the first thing.
mm,
That's the first reaction that we get. That ay nabayaran tong referee na to, or these refs. They're paid. This game is a scam, and of course that's the wrong mindset, but it's hard to blame somebody to think that way, especially with that huge disparity, like you said, 34. So basically, if UE just and they only lost by 7, so that to me speaks volumes. They only lost by 7. Of course, you know, uh, Precious Momoe got fouled out. That also was a big factor for UE.
mm,
Uh, Props to UE for sure for not letting that get to them. Yes, they got a lot. They got into foul trouble a lot. They lost a lot because of Ateneo's free throws. They basically lost 25 points. Um, but that to me was just interesting. That stat line was interesting. Grabe, 34. So basically, kung naging average lang yan ng 15 free throws, matatalo Ateneo,
oh,
basically.
actually,
So
maano, it could
that's
have changed
basically
the
it.
whole tide of the game. It could have changed. It could have changed a lot of things because the more
Mm-hmm.
free throws you give UE, mag-change yung schemes ng teams eh. Parang,
Yeah,
okay,
I,
okay.
I I think people. I don't think people realize the gravity of free throws. Like it can literally make or break your game sometimes. Um, so 25 free throws, made free throws to one free throw is a lot. That's a big difference.
Ako naman. By the way, did I interrupt you? Go ahead. Are you done
No, no,
with your...
I'm good. I'm good.
You're good. For me naman, kasi, with the way I saw it, again, sinasabi ko the whole time, support pa rin yung defense ng Ateneo, no? Support pa rin yung defense natin. Especially in the paint, yung mga closeouts natin, minsan may mga weird-ass double teams. So, ang daming open layups for UE. So, UE had 43 uh, 2-point field goal attempts. Wala siya dyan sa stat sheet natin. I was getting stat sheets from other sources to understand the game better. Sabi ko, something needs to add up. So it's what I saw.
Hmm.
So yesterday I got a stat sheet that showed that UE had 43 2-point field goal attempts. Ateneo had 28. So in short, sinasabi natin to since day one, Ateneo's interior defense sama,
Hmm.
which resulted in UE having 51%. They made 51% of their shots from the 2-point area. So, di ba usually most of the fouls occur when you're driving kasi doon nagko-converge lahat, di ba?
Right.
And sobrang butas nga. Ang daming times na napapagaron ka yesterday as an Atenean fan, nakita ko yung mga alumni eh. Butas na naman yung gitna. Bakit wide open yan? So, ganun nangyayari. They saw that not just them, I also saw na because of the defense, the way we play defense, very disciplined. But yesterday, discipline by what I mean by discipline is when you play man to man, hindi tayo yung hand check, hindi yung ganun maglaro. It's more of lang, set lang, hindi malikot yung kamay, just playing with your feet, right? It's what we're taught, play with our feet. UE was aggressive on their defense. Just to give a perspective from the other side on how they're playing. But playing aggressive and in a way hindi rin na feel on how the referee is calling their whistles. So you have to be mindful of that as well. Especially at Ateneo kalaban mo, I know you're hyped and everything. So that's something that they need to keep in mind as well. So because of na butas yung interior, UE was able to get to the paint a lot of times. And
Right.
yung meron sa stats, the one that we have on our papers right now is the points in the paint. UE had 30 points, had 30 attempts, points in the paint. Sa baba, direct. There you go. Yeah, there you go. So for 30 shot attempts compared to Ateneo's 15. So UE was able to score 32 points in the paint. So I just feel like from my perspective, maybe it lessened UE's free throw attempts since most of their layups, walang kumo-contest. Hindi maano yung Ateneo. They're not trying to it's not that they're trying to. This is na blow by na or nobody was near them. So, diba? That's how I saw it because of the defense na rin. And I'm not saying that Ateneo should play lackadaisical defense.
Yeah.
I want them to play great defense. I want them to play aggressive defense. But I think that played a part in the whistles as well, na less for UE because there's no other Atenean whenever they get to the paint, which is infuriating as well. But in a way, it kind of explains trying to justify the free throw disparity between the two squads. Although it's really big, but sometimes you gotta know how to play defense now that you know na, okay, mapito yung mga refs. How should we adjust, diba? Instead, what I saw was that I think there are a few technical fouls pa nga, diba, Gab? Natawagan on the side of UE because I think, of course, I understand that they're frustrated. Puro calls, ganyan-ganyan, puro ano. But sometimes, diba, iba-iba kasing refs per game eh. You gotta get a feel on how these guys call their games. There are some refs who let the players play. Yung pucha, may sugat ka na. Ref, pumutok na ano ko. Pumutok na yung mata ko. Play on pa rin. Yesterday was a different case. The refs were whistle, ano tawag dito? Whistle heavy ba? Is that the right term? Basically, sila, they're, tama, whistle heavy. Yun. May mga ganong games. And as a former player, alam mo yun, di ba?
Yeah, absolutely.
Di ba na minsan, okay, sasabihan ka ng coach mo, okay, mga refs ngayon hindi tayo masyado makaka-aggressive defense dito. Let's change the way we play. And I feel like that's what happened. To just discuss the free throw parity,
Mm.
I understand both sides, of course, considering that it's really a huge disparity. But I was there in the game. I was with a coach, yung friend ko nga, and he didn't feel like it's something was
One-sided.
out of the ordinary. Yeah,
Right.
but I understand where people are coming from. Yeah.
No, absolutely. I mean,
Hmm.
refs can call it either, like you said,
Oo,
can
di
be
ba?
whistle heavy, or they can be just, play on, but no blood, no foul type referees. And that
May
that
blood, may
that
foul
the
pa rin.
points in the paint
Yeah.
stat line is underrated. Like you
Yes.
said, yeah, they attempted 30, so it speaks on how outside the defense of Ateneo is compared to it being inside. And then it also speaks for Ateneo's, 15 attempts and the 34 free throws. It speaks as to how disciplined UE is inside. And it could show that they're not very disciplined, especially with Obasa having 12 free throw attempts.
Yeah, oo.
So,
Very aggressive sila pag nandun na si Joe. Parang,
mm,
they need to hack Joe.
yeah,
Parang no need. Just raise up
ex-
your hands. Joe isn't as polished as Ange yet. Like,
yes. Correct, exactly. So it shows, still it still shows the maturity of this UE team. They're still a young team. It's really hard to guard inside, especially if your FSA is new, or if your team is new, your big men are new, and they're not a tall team. UE is not a tall team apart from Precious Momoe, you know. So yeah, absolutely, it's that that is a great parang it's a great explanation as to why the free throw
yeah.
difference was huge. So
I
yeah,
mean,
it
it
yeah.
in a way na yung lapses ng Ateneo kinda gave them, ano tawag dito, gave them a, hindi siya advantage eh. Basta parang some things that just don't make sense sometimes na okay, dahil butas na nga yung paint, UE was able to get their points immediately instead of getting it at the line. That's how I saw it. They got a lot of, medyo nakakainis talaga. Like, daming beses, the way, nakita mo yung game against NU? How sila
Yes.
Omar Chan, they are able to, nag-zone defense ang Ateneo. When's the last time you remember Ateneo doing a zone defense?
Hmm.
Diba?
Yeah.
Kasi bihira mag-zone mga yan. That's a coach tab. That's a, diba? When you're coached by coach tab, mostly man yan or may principles. Pero not playing exactly like a 2-3. Sabi ko, putik yan, nag-2-3. Kasi ganun kasama yung defense natin.
Correct. Exactly.
Natin ng Ateneo during that moment. And there were a few times yesterday na hindi sila nag-zone, but more of hindi sila nag-pure zone. But lumalabas yung sakit sa defense, especially when
Mm.
it comes to guarding the paint. Dami ring few times kahapon, Gab, na I took notes. I don't have my notebook right now. I took notes with specific parts of the game na there's no need to double team, but they double team. Like one time,
Mm.
Joe already was on Sawat. So, there's Joe. And then Jared Brown just came out of nowhere, just wanted to double team Sawat. But with the double team si Sawat, nasa 3-point line si Sawat, he's not a dead shot. Yeah, I mean, he can make the three, but Joe's there. You know what Sawat did? Give it to the top of the key, found, and then the person on the top of the key found Welo, who's wide open for a corner three. Daming ganon. Sabi ko,
Yeah.
ba't mo double si Sawat?
Yeah.
Nandiyan na nga si Joe. Maraming ganon yesterday sa
Exactly, exactly.
double
It's a
team.
it's a risk to double team, especially if you're double teaming someone like Abdul Sawat, who's not known to to be that productive in
Hindi siya,
scoring.
parang hindi ko gets. I mean, again, may tira si Abdul, but I'm not saying he's double worthy.
Yeah.
And there's already a 6'11" guy there with a huge wingspan. Di
Yep.
ba? Parang kay Jared,
Exactly.
what is he trying to do? Like, try to get a steal? Or you want to get him out of bounds?
Yeah.
Eh, alam mo na mainit si Welo eh. Anyway, yun yung mga lapses of
Lapses.
Ateneo when it comes to defense. I mean, we're just being very objective here with what we saw. And that's why the paint defense was really non-existent as well. Hence, UE getting the shots they want.
Hmm.
Yeah. controversial game. A lot of things happened both on Twitter and on Facebook. Grabe, no?
UAAP Twitter, man. UAAP
UAP
Twitter is
Twitter is
wild.
wild. So, ano nangyari dito? Anyway, that's it for UE Ateneo. May ano ka pa? Gab, you're good?
I'm good. That's it was a fun game. I love controversy sometimes. It's great to have
I
drama.
love controversy.
Brings the fans together. But yeah, I'm good. I'm good. I got
Okay.
through everything.
Okay, we're gonna brush off. We're gonna go through this one real quick. NU versus UST, 91-71, but it was way worse than expected. Did I can you show us the score? Yung graphic. There you go. Oh, sorry, 891-71. 87-69. 18-point lead for NU, but there was a time na nag-25 pa yun, di ba? 26, 25,
Mm.
26. They have a 30-point lead, hindi ata. What is the highest lead of NU? It's on our stat sheet right here. It's 28. 28. So, ganda ng
Woo.
minutes distribution. Everybody scored. Except si Gulapa lang pala. But everybody scored. Look at that. It's everybody, right? Lahat ng
Mm.
finield ni Coach Jeff, except si Joe, was able to
Mm.
score. And it's a product. That's a system right there. Yun yung system niya lang. Uh, every statistical category, NU's got it. Except starter points because NU is not defined by their starters. It's their depth. It's
Mm.
their it's everybody just knowing their part in the system. That's why they're able to score.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It looked like a practice game for NU. That's it. For me, it just looked like a tune-up game. Grabe sila grabe yung ball movement nila. They're so fast. They're just quick with everything. But man, UST. I don't really know what to say about
Oh yeah, go
UST.
ahead. You can start now with UST, man. Go na sa UST.
Grabe, bro. Okay naman si Manaytay and
Mm,
Caballero, of
mm.
course. Caballero is Caballero, but when
Ikaw, ano
Caballero is
naman,
not in
ang
it
Manaytay fan na. Actually, I'm a Manaytay fan na after yesterday. So,
after
it's Manaytay and
yesterday,
Cabanero.
oh, pero grabe. I mean, Caballero had one out of five for three. He didn't really look like himself apart from
He was
his,
checked. Na-check yan for sure
he
si
was
Coach
checked.
Jeff pa.
Yeah. So, wala. Makikita mo lang na when Caballero is not, when Caballero's checked, it's very hard for UST to do to be productive. It's just thankfully pumutok si Manaytay, especially inside. But this UST team, it's lumabas yung ano nila, yung young, their youth. It came out, especially against this very veteran NU team.
Yeah, and again, they're coming in with a new coach. This is not their best team yet. They are in
Mm.
rebuilding mode. Oh, can you just imagine? Both Dominican schools let run in UST. Wala pang panalo. What? Diba?
Man.
2-4-7 let run.
Grabe.
Tapos US comment. And you was having a great time, but I felt bad for UST.
I felt
Uh,
very bad for UST.
yeah,
Me as
actually, it's
well.
kind of knowing that things F, knowing that Nick's doing his best along with Christian Manaytay. They have the pieces. They're gonna hopefully Nick stays. I'm sure na he'll give it. Di ba pinag-usapan natin, Gab, na
Yes.
siguro hintayin niya dami siyang hintayin. Kyle,
Fortskis.
Paranada, si Fortsky,
Mm-hmm.
and Sean Andrews, si CJ Lane.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Yeah.
and maybe then we can judge them, right? Maybe
Yes.
then. Mahirap
Yeah.
i-judge ngayon eh. Sabi ni Bench, UP underestimate nila yung FEU. Just going through YouTube comments. You can comment, guys, and then we're gonna read it here about UE versus Ateneo. Pero basis stats na natin sa free throws. Yeah, we discussed that. So, mamaya, rewind mo lang tong natin, stream, Bench, and you can hear our takes on the free throw disparity between UE. Between, UE versus Ateneo.
That's
UP
right.
wins sila, win go for 5-0. Yeah, UP is the favorites to go undefeated in the first round. But I feel like they might lose a game in the second round. Hindi naman siguro
They
hot
might.
take yun.
They
Hindi
might.
naman hot take.
I think it's gonna be LaSalle. That's my take. I think
They're
LaSalle
gonna get
has
it
the
from
best shot.
LaSalle. Oh
I think
yeah.
they're gonna get
Or
it from LaSalle.
they're gonna face LaSalle next week. Next
Yes,
Wednesday.
I'm so
Manood ka?
excited.
Manood
Of
ka?
course, I
Pwede
have to
ka?
be there. I have to be there.
Pwede
If
ka?
it's
Wala
LaSalle
ka bang work
UP,
nun?
I will make time for it.
Make time.
I
Boss,
will
para sa
go.
atin 'to.
I have to go. I wanna be there.
Oy, si Hoop Junkie. Oy, hey Pat, I see you. Pat, share mo to, man. I see you. What's up, Pat? Si Hoop Junkie na sa TikTok. I just saw like he entered. What's up, bro? It's a
Ooh, big
friend.
fan.
It's a good friend. But you met him na ba,
I
Gab?
did. I met him
Yeah.
in MOA. I forgot if it was the first game or
The
the
dude's
press
always
con.
smiling. Never.
Oh, love that.
Alam mo,
Love that.
nag-usap kami one time. May migraine daw siya. Sabi ko, ganda. Ngiti ka pa rin. Sarap-sarap ng mood mo. Yung sabi ko, bro, migraine ako. Pero nangiti pa rin siya.
Nakita. That's the
Di ba?
life,
Always
man. That's the
nangiti siya.
life.
That's the life.
Oh
Anyway,
man.
let's go to NU. Let's close it out with NU.
Let's do it.
Sa UST, that's not much to discuss. I mean, SJ Moore, I wish we could. At this point, Gab, gusto ko na makita maglaro si SJ Moore. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
let him play. Like then again, that's me, the fan in me. I saw him Arellano. I want to see more of SJ, man.
Mm.
Like might as well matalo UST, but hey, at least we're treated with some SJ Moore highlights.
Yep.
Diba?
Correct.
Tapos get this confidence there. By the time wala namang papatunayan this year except development, cohesion, and maybe you guys could play some summer league games, right?
Mm.
Maglaro kayo
Right.
sa Pinoy Liga, maglaro kayo sa Phil Oil, maglaro kayo sa Phil Basket. Get some fans behind you. Kasi feel
Yeah.
ko in a way that got, the fact na in a way nagtago sila. No, hindi sila masyado nakuha ng fan base. Not
Right.
saying that the UST fan base is not enough. I'm just saying na yung mga hindi from UST
Mm-hmm.
would
Tama.
like watching you guys, especially lahat kayo kalbo, so you really stood out from the rest, di ba?
Correct. Exactly.
Wait, somebody said on Twitter, on TikTok, UEN Ateneo's game had Twitter on fire. What's your take on the Ateneo paid refs takes? We already said it here on this, so you can watch this one on YouTube for the full replay. We discussed that. Thanks so much for keeping their team by not playing preseason games, right? Yeah. In a way, it kind of backfired on them na hindi sumali yung what do you call this, yung UST in the preseason games.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So yeah. Ayun guys, for those who want to listen to our takes on UIN Ateneo, it's on the it's gonna be here. Not sure if you check on YouTube, I think not sure kung you can. Yeah, pwede ka mag-rewind back kapag live. Pwede ka mag-rewind, di naman to premiere episode, it's a live stream. So, I think that's the longest game na diniscuss natin, no, Gab?
Yep, that was the
Compared
longest
sa,
game.
mga 25 minutes natin diniscuss. Anyway, that's for NUUST. Kian Baklaan, amazing. The Mike Malonzo, it's kalat-kalat yung scoring. Hindi sila na-stress at all. The
That's
system
right.
was right in place and wala. I mean, it's not much to discuss there. Let's now go to LaSalle up against Adamson, which is an interesting game. I thought that Adamson was able to Oh yeah, let's not forget that Adama Faye, by the way, we had to mention this. Adama Faye still not there.
Yeah.
Kaya hirap
Correct.
ang UST to keep up with most teams.
Of
Thank you.
course.
Thank you for reminding me, reminding us na Adama Faye isn't there yet.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, here we go. Yeah, here we go now. LaSalle Adamson 71-58. Quick thoughts, Gab, on this game.
Quick thoughts. DLSU's third quarter flurry. We'll get to that, but wow, that I'm speechless as to how they played in the third quarter. Kevin Campbell looking great yesterday.
Yes, sir.
Mike Phillips had some, confident. He even had a 3, and it was so nice to watch. That's just that. I told you last podcast. He's got the confidence now, and I love it. I love seeing it. Grab it, like he caught the ball, then he just went up. Ooh, look at that stroke! Look at that confidence.
Look at that confidence, man.
Look at that confidence,
Wait,
man.
Sinong NBA player ganyan yung tira? May parang familiar na Yung parang hindi si Klay Thompson, ganyan nata yung tira, di ba? Klay Thompson.
Oh, man.
Direct, hanap ka nga ng photo ni Klay Thompson shooting a 3. Alam ko si Klay shoots like that. I'm not saying he's shooting. I'm saying he's Klay Thompson,
It's very similar.
Oh,
very high shot.
Yung hindi yung nakahawak sa bola.
Oh. Yep. And then,
although yung release ni Mike, mabagal. Kasi
yes.
Oh.
I mean, he's a big man, but I love the confidence. I love it when big men shoot threes. That's the game now. It's such a threat to have a big man that can shoot threes,
Yeah.
or just attempt really. Just show the defense that you can be a threat. You don't have to make all of them, but if you can just have the ball and then just confidently stroke it, it's like the defense will spread out, and that's just already a threat in itself. Lasal, Evanelli. I mean, in my notes it's just Evanelli and then the fire emoji. He's just such a I love how he plays. He's just a man. He's
Evan
fast.
was amazing. Evan was amazing.
He's amazing. He's fast. He makes the right decisions on the fly. His mid range shot is hard to guard. Yeah. So wow, where he was 6 of 12, or no,
Ito
6 of 14.
15 rebounds.
Mm.
Evanelli.
I didn't even know it.
15.
Oh
Tingnan
my
mo.
gosh, oo nga no.
Mukha siyang typo. Pero
Wow.
Evanelli had 15 rebounds yesterday.
Man, leading the team in rebounds for someone as, he looks
As tall
thin
as
on the
you.
court. He looks thin on the court, but he's actually really strong. He's a strong dude. He can play with the bigger guards. Wow, it's just
He
15
played the
rebounds.
most minutes. Sinong tiwala, man?
Mm.
34 minutes.
That's a 6 minute rest to
Mm-hmm.
everyone wondering. That's 6 minutes of rest. Wow. Really good
Tapos,
game, Evanelli.
si Earl hindi masyado nakalaro, no? 8 minutes lang. Then again,
Mm.
Coach Topex plays to whoever's hot, no?
Mm-hmm.
Whoever's playing well, if it works, edi yan yung ano natin. That's
Yep.
who we're gonna play on the court.
Mm-hmm.
And they were able to pull away sa Adamson. What a great third quarter, no? Yung sabi mo nga, na
Yep.
KQ had 18 shots, only made 5, but that's all right. Panalo pa rin sila. And
Yeah.
in a way, his shots look within the flow of the offense.
Mm.
Not sure if you guys have the same thoughts, but for me, I feel like it's like that. It's
Yeah.
within the flow of the offense. Okay lang he's missing.
Yeah, he's not
Like,
forcing anything.
not
Yeah.
forcing anything.
Oh, correct.
Ano pa ba dito
Um,
for Lasal? Junel Policarpio had the dunk. Nakita mo yung dunk na yun? Parang may
yeah, I
breakaway
saw
dunk si
that.
Policarpio.
Oh
So,
man,
oh, Paulie,
it's
look
a
at you.
very fun LaSalle team.
Oh, ganyan
They,
sila.
yeah, they were one of my teams that I was excited to watch coming into the season, and they are not disappointing at all. Especially watching them live. I know I didn't get to watch live yesterday, and I wish I did. But watching them live is really exciting.
Mm-hmm. Oh, by the way, sabi ni Christian, Policarpio started the game. Yes, he did. Yeah. Only played 9 minutes, but energy guy.
Hmm.
It's a rookie to si Jonel. And galing. Ganda
Mhm.
ng insertion to put
Spark
Jonel.
plug. Yeah.
Spark plug. Ano pa dito sa Lasal game? No, I don't want to forget anybody sa Lasal before we head to Adamson. Si Waki Manuel. Again, consistent na nga si Waki, no, in terms of his minutes. Right, Gab?
Yeah.
16, 17 minutes for Waki. 6 points, 2 rebounds, 1 assist, 2 steals. He had a rip through. Ay, not rip through. Meron siya parang steal na parang harap-harapan niya. Doon sa midcourt, diba? Naalala mo yun?
Mm. Mm.
Gina-guard niya
Yep.
din. Sabi ko,
There were
this
a lot of
Waki.
steals. What are the stats for the steals? 11 steals.
Oh, yeah. That's
Oh
true.
well, UP Adamson also had a
Medyo
lot,
match
but
lang. Medyo
I don't
match
know.
lang.
I don't know why it seemed like, especially in the third quarter, there were just like Adamson could not cross the half court.
Grabe yung defense. Kasi ganun yung trap
Mm.
ni Coach
Yeah.
Topex. It's really working to perfection. They're getting the
Mm.
hang of it. Yung defensive principles, it's right there. And
Yep.
feel bad for Mark Nonoy. Na ano naman yung ankle niya? Nakita mo ba yun?
Yeah, I saw that.
3-point shot yun, di ba? Nung nahulog siya.
Yep. Mm-hmm. Tough break. But he looked fine naman afterwards, diba?
Look fine. Nakakaano
oh.
lang. Parang puta,
Oh.
sayang naman to.
Yeah.
Ano na naman yung ankle niya.
Mm.
Last one. Hey, last one here, though, sa points in the paint for Lasal and Adamson. Lasal at 38 to 22 of Adamson. That's a tough job considering that nandyan sina Sed Manzano.
Yep.
Then again, yung front line naman ng Lasal, itapat mo sa Adamson. That is their strength. I think Lasal has yung strengths ng Lasal sa paint, sila ata yung frontline nila yung perfect for that one. Mike, KQ in a way, sino pa ba? Bright is also a front court. Kasi yung ano nila, they really are adept in the paint. Dun
Mm,
yung ano nila, where they live.
that's
So
right.
check si na Matthew Montevon, si Kalisay of course. But yeah, they did a good job kay Sed. Nade-deny sa kanya yung ball. I mean, he only had 7 shots. And the reason why is, nade-deny talaga siya. Hindi he can get to his spots.
Yeah, that's right.
At yun yung
Yep.
pumata, yun yung that's how Adamson surprises teams. Parang they get their points from inside the paint, two. Next thing you know,
Yeah.
oh shit, they're in the lead.
They already lead. Yep, exactly. Said Manzana though, his craftiness impresses me.
Mm.
Inside, he's got the footwork. He's got excellent footwork. He's got, excellent decision making also. Um, and it was nice to watch against the bigs of LaSalle. But let me say this: in this game, Adamson really missed Jerome Lastimosa.
Yeah.
They didn't really have a point guard. I mean, they couldn't in the third quarter, especially they couldn't cross the half court. They didn't really have someone who could just have the ball, control the tempo, just really be the floor general that they need. But yeah, we miss you, Jerome. We hope you come back soon, especially me being an Adamson fan. Yeah, Jerome, hopefully you come back soon, bro. I saw him working out. I saw his story. He was working out. Then he was like, soon na daw. But let's
Hopefully.
hope.
Feel ko second round pa yan.
I feel like
Second
also.
round pa yan. Hindi naman kailangan
Oh,
madalhin considering that his team is winning. They're really
correct,
competitive and they're right there.
correct.
Anyway, that's it. That's the post-game show. Recap day 5 of the UAAP. Once again, UP squeaked a win against FEU 80 to 76. Ateneo won 76 to 69 against you in a controversial game.
Mm-hmm.
Another game? I blanked out. NU
And you
versus
UST. That's how. Don't worry, bro. That's how forgettable it was, kind of, because it was
30.
just
Yeah,
yeah,
that's
just one of those
that's
games.
one of those games. Imagine sobrang close ang dalawa and then there's like a breather in between. Kaya parang, "Ano nangyari doon?" And then LaSalle Adamson, which is Adamson was leading after the first
Yes,
half, 33-32, and then LaSalle just like, all right,
the third. Yeah,
we're gonna unleash a third quarter run you guys can recover from.
yeah.
And
Yep.
mhm. And then yun. Next games will be on Saturday and Sunday. Gab will join me on Sunday to discuss the games
Let's do
on
it.
Saturday, and then hopefully Monday game rin siya kasi there are Sunday games, Gab.
Oh,
Sun
yep.
games this
There are Sunday games.
weird yung schedule,
Also,
no? Last week wala namang Sunday games.
yeah,
Yung
there's gonna be a.
kaka
They're gonna split it two games and 2 games, then 2 to 4 for each day.
ayan. Hopefully pwede ka ron. Yung it's always the same time, ganito na naman 10
Mm.
AM. 10 AM na lang kasi may work ka nun eh. Para
Totoo.
makatulog ka pa ng onte. Makatulog ka
Yep.
pa ng onte.
So mga Sunday 10 a.m. Yeah.
Yeah, Sunday 10 a.m., Monday 10 a.m. if
Yeah.
that
Let's do it.
works.
Let's do it.
Yeah. And yun guys, we're gonna go live 10 a.m. Sunday and Monday. Post-game show siya. So, sa morning after. Let us know if you want us to, yeah, basta ganun. Morning tayo. Once again, this is live on YouTube and on TikTok. The
Mm-hmm.
replay will be on YouTube. Just type Six Man Podcast or Nico Rocha. Then go to the live portion of my page. Hindi siya sa videos. It's on the live portion. Kasi during live stream kasi ito eh. Once again, everybody, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Follow me on TikTok. Follow me on YouTube. Follow Gab Reyes. And si
Yeah.
Direk, sabi ni Direk, game na rin ako Sunday and Monday.
Thanks, Direct.
Ayun. So, yun guys. Once again, si UAP post-game show by me, Nico Rocha and Gab Reyes. It's my co-host. See you guys next time. Peace.